Pudge, what time is it?
It's time for the Chubby Guys podcast.
Woo! Well, but if you look at it now, though, man, I mean, look,
Why
it's
can't
probably
you?
put you ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it both ways.
Yeah.
I mean, I was getting teased at this time, so I was not very.
But you look at it like now. There's a big push all the time, and I know you feel the pressures of that. I do too. It's like, man, do I just let my kids sit in front of a computer all day, or do all that? But then I hear like, well, I mean, they're making videos, they're doing this kind of stuff. I mean, that's kind of the future, dude.
My son's 8 years old right now. I hate even to talk about this on the show, but he's 8 years old, and he is obsessed with making content. He's upset. And
Good
now,
for him.
now I know. Well, I know where he's getting it. Shit, look at us. I mean, he's sitting here watching it.
Yeah.
And with me, he kind of always has. He's always kind of been in that entertainment. I'm not saying he's been in it, but he used to get up on stage with me and stuff. And he played the App Festival with me and stuff. So he's used to entertaining.
Yeah.
And he likes it. So I'm just kind of struggling. Like, man, he's 8, dude. Like, do I? I mean, now the other side of me, it's like, boy, I kind of wish I knew a lot of this stuff at age 8.
That's what I'm saying. You look back. I mean, we were talking. We were going over to Hamden for a ball game last night. It was me, Millie, and Millie.
I can't even hear that now without laughing.
Oh yeah, yeah, not us. Yeah, we went to Hamden. So me, Millie, Abram, and Melissa are in the car, and I forget how the topic came up of what they wanted to study or something, like what they wanted to be. And Camille's like, I want to be a graphic designer, like a web designer. And I'm thinking, okay, when I was in the 5th grade, I didn't even know what that was. And I don't know if they even had those type of things at that time. I mean, they did. And then Abram was like, yeah, I want to do something content related.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are they hearing this?
It's crazy, man.
What did your dad do with you? You got a great dad. I know your dad.
Yeah.
He's a
So
good dude.
I mean, this is kind of a funny story. Like I did not like the outdoors. Like I was a weird kid for this area. Like at the time, especially,
You're not from here though, are you originally?
I'm from Wellston, so.
Oh, you guys, your whole family's from Wellston. Okay.
So we're around this area.
Okay.
I grew up here. So I was a different kid. Like my dad would get me to mow the grass, and I wouldn't mow the grass till he paid me because I was just always entrepreneurial.
That's what my kid.
Yeah. So I would be mowing grass,
negotiating how much he's going to pay for.
I made my first few bucks doing videos, and I quit on him.
Oh,
Said,
okay.
I don't want to do that anymore for money. I got something else.
Yeah.
My parents both supported me like crazy. Okay, I've never, especially in this area, I've never seen a pair of parents.
So he didn't really scold you for saying, no, you're going to mow the damn grass.
No.
He said, knew where you were coming from.
Right. But it was like on me to buy my own video games, buy my own things. So if I could make the money, you're good to go, man. Like, do your thing.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, super supportive.
I'm really glad we're having this conversation because, I'm at that stage with Gibson. It's either I need to tell him to stop a little bit.
Yeah.
He's 8.
Right.
But I mean, it's just like last night we're shooting basketball. Dad, let's do a reel. And he's setting up his iPad.
Man, I don't think that's that bad.
No, I don't either. I don't either. But at the same time, it's like it's almost you can't do anything without having to do a reel. And it's like, hey, dude, I just kind of want to shoot basketball. Like, So speaking of this money, okay, so he had he'd had a bad few at bats or something.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, hey, no big deal. Didn't say nothing to him about it. I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll give you $10 every time you hit the ball. He's got out once.
That could get costly.
It has. It's cost me $70 last 2 days.
Ooh, man, I'd alter that.
Renegotiate.
Well, it's no big deal because I went to him yesterday, and I was worried, that I'd kind of sucked the fun out of it for him.
Okay.
I mean,
so you're trying to reinsert.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't, whatever. But I was trying to keep him happy. Well, his nana had told him a long time ago she'd give him $5.
Yeah.
And so I went over last night. I went to take a good hit, just walked over, and I was going to say because I was way on the other side. Yeah. I said, hey, give good hit. And he turned around, but he didn't break nothing on his face, and he went $15. After the first hit, the first night, it was
there
like,
he goes.
And he's been keeping it in his head.
My God, don't tell Abram about that.
I told all.
I got my kid getting excited to go get like an ice cream or something after the game.
Oh no, I had to up it with Gib.
Yeah.
But he's wanting an iPod.
Oh, well, there you go.
And he's saving for an iPod.
Yeah.
There was a goal in mind.
Yeah.
He goes, I want that.
And that's the thing with my dad. It was always like, okay, but like it's your responsibility to buy the things you want. So like,
Yeah.
if I wanted to something and I didn't have the money to make like creative money, I had to mow the grass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he always like supported the entrepreneur side of me.
Yeah.
And him and mom were the only people that did for the longest.
Okay.
You know, until I started making some real money and people was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been super blessed.
Yeah, I mean, great parents. I mean, dude. Hey, do you want to help develop your child's athletic ability? Or maybe you want to get off the couch and make yourself a little bit better. They earn the day at AP Prep. Look them up, apprep.info. Hey, are you a business owner looking for insurance coverage? Give this guy a call. You know him. You trust him. Jason Gillum, Gillum Insurance, 740-395-0190. They've never missed an event that you
So if you wanted a new GoPro, they said, we'll go buy you a new GoPro.
Yeah. Like it was on me. Like, no,
I
would
love that, Chris.
Yeah, I would get Easter money.
Great
like,
job.
Like I would get holiday money, but it was on me to save it.
Sure,
right?
yeah. Birthday money,
Yeah.
holiday money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a terrific lesson, though, in money management.
Well, isn't that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's been on my mind here a lot lately. You know, as these kids get older, you kind of move into these phases, and it's like, okay, is my job to correct, or is my job to keep him in the lane, or is my job to, I mean, you got. I thought about this earlier. There's a role you got to roll,
right,
as the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would argue that it's all those things.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
You're right. Yeah. It's knowing when, and the good ones know when and when not.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm in that category, dude. I do the best I can.
There's times, man.
Don't get me wrong. He was hard on me, man. Like,
I see that. He was hard on you in sports.
I mean, he might kill me for telling this story, but I had to walk home in the snow one time in 8th grade after practice.
Really?
Because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I was being rude to people. Like, so he punished me too. But nah, I mean, support wise, they've been solid, man.
Yeah. And that is a form of support.
Yeah. And I look back on that all the time and I'm like,
you get mad about it.
like, I don't get mad about it anymore. Like,
you'll have a son one of these days be walking his ass home in the snow.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
There's always that part of, like, even us, we'll think of our dads, now that we're dads, and we're like, now I can remember doing this, but it's like, boy, whenever it happens, I just don't. Sometimes I do something different.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now you got to watch that result.
See what happens.
Right. And that's cool to hear that story, man. Because I mean, for a 20-year-old dude right now, dude, I was partying hard.
Yeah.
At 20 years old, I was getting her pretty good.
Right. And I mean, for me, it wasn't like my parents did a pretty good job of never like making me not be exposed to that environment. Like when I was growing up, right? They just informed me of like the consequences if I did that, right?
Right.
So
you were raised in church.
Yeah. So I'm a Christian. That's part of me, and that's what I do. But like for me, I always got to make choices. I was never like told I had to not do something. So I just got to make choices, and I got to see some trends of people that would do that stuff, and it just wasn't for me. So I never got into it.
Right.
So,
right.
I've never had to worry about that really, and I'm fortunate to kind of just be on a path I'm on.
It's been blocked out of your, not blocked, but I mean, you didn't allow it.
It doesn't interest you.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's just like
you didn't allow space.
It's not for me.
It's not
right?
for you.
Yeah, it's not for me. And it'd
be no different if somebody came to me wanting to make quilts. It just wasn't in. I didn't allow that any space in my head.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at like Caleb. I mean, my hat is off because I don't even know if my brain was mature enough at age 20 to have done anything productive as far as running my own business or something like that.
I turned 41 yesterday. I'm not real sure the cat ain't smarter than me now.
No, I guarantee you he is. He's far ahead of me.
Yeah.
Thank God I'm not like graduating now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the hell I'd do in this environment.
That's what's scary as a dad is just, how do you send these boys out to this world now?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure our dads thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's always changing, always evolving,
Yeah. So I mean, as far as these algorithms and stuff, so how many hours a day would you think that you are spending trying to learn these?
Just trying to learn the algorithm?
Yeah, or learn how algorithms. Are you trying to learn algorithms, or are you trying to learn how algorithms are made?
I'm trying to learn the new trends of the algorithms.
And then then are you trying to manipulate?
Yeah, kind of manipulate how the people are being successful, right? Through them. But yeah, I spend 2 to 3 hours a day watching podcasts or looking at Instagram updates or
I bet you're spending more than that. You don't even realize it. You couldn't gather that much information.
I take notes and I look back at it later. So yeah, you're right. But I spend 2 to 3 hours a day probably watching podcasts on it. I mean, I read a book like 30 minutes a day about it usually.
Mm-hmm. What time are you getting up?
Like 6:30.
Time you go to bed?
9:30, 10.
So you're just past your bed.
It's late for me, boys. Like,
yeah. Now, when does basketball fit in there?
Everywhere in between. Like it's kind of weird. Basketball at the college level is so scattered. Like you're gonna have
never consistent time.
So I have to wake up 2 hours before my first class to get that time in.
Okay.
So that's what I do. That's my routine.
Man, even the high school sports now are working out preschool. Hey guys, on behalf of the Chubbies, huge thanks to Geiger Brothers Construction. Give them a call at 740-286-0800. They've been great community supporters, and they are a friend of the Chubby program. So thank you, Geiger Brothers Construction. My God, as a parent of an 8-year-old with a family and moving through life, the best thing I ever did was download the McDonald's app. What a breeze. Order for your family. Pull up. They bring it to you. Easy. Download the app today from McDonald's.
Cool. A lot of them. Yeah.
And it's like, man, boy, they're getting these guys. I love that.
I kind of like it because then after school, you can either get some extra or forget it. Go home.
Yeah. Getting her done early.
Yeah.
And most you said it a couple weeks ago on here. You see very people that's getting a lot done, doing it, that don't get up till 10.
Yeah.
Right.
I know a few guys that
there are some, and it depends on what line of work you're in too, man.
Yeah.
But
entrepreneurs, though, I mean.
Well, I mean, dude, here's the thing. And maybe guys, rip on me if I'm wrong. I mean, I guess you guys will probably agree with me. But I don't know, but like, if your mentality is to sleep till 10:30 in the morning or 11 on a weekday, I don't know if that's the mindset that works
with getting
with
job
getting ahead or
task
like,
oriented.
Yeah. Now, like if you're already an independent, if you're independently wealthy and you're already, you've already killed it. Well, hell, sleep till noon. I don't care. I mean, it's up to you. And I don't care if you do now. Yeah. I mean, but I just, I mean, we sit here, we're talking about sales or something.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, you ever met anybody that's real good at sales that
sleeps till noon?
Yeah.
No.
I've seen a lot of people fail that do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, and that's, and I mean, maybe that's a nasty thing to say, but I mean, I just don't, to me, it's kind of one and the same. Like, you got to get up, you got to get moving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
But like in total, I probably spend 10 to 15 hours on content creation a day.
Yeah.
Or on like that's about
awesome.
right.
Related
in some way. I'd say closer to 15.
Yeah, how long were you out here tonight? A couple hour and a half.
Yeah. And then I was doing senior pictures before that, and then today I was making content for my stuff earlier. So like I do a lot.
And you're picking up contracts with schools and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just signed a contract with Benton County.
Yeah.
For their football season, so I'm going to be driving from Lexington on Friday nights.
Wow! Okay.
And look at what an important role that is in these kids. I mean, how many of those parents are sharing those?
Yeah.
So basically, you're just doing that for the school for these people.
Yep.
Really, right?
Yeah. And they've seen value in it. Like their ticket sales go up. Like it hypes people up.
Yeah.
And kids love it. Like it gets kids. Believe it or not, it's a form of recruiting. Like,
oh my God,
it's a legal form of recruiting as a sense. Like kids want that.
It keeps kids there.
Like,
dude.
Kids want that, and kids stay there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
So now I could see these 6th graders being like, okay, I want to go to Benton County because that's dope.
Well, man, they're watching those hype videos and stuff. I mean, dude, that's huge.
And it's and it helps them get their name out there.
Sure, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely, it's become it's here.
Yeah, and I love it. Dude.
And it's only going up, man.
Yeah,
I do too. I mean, hell, this is great. Yeah. The media nowadays is just tremendous. I think
I'm excited to see where it goes because I can't even imagine in 20 years what this is going to look like.
We were talking the other day. I was talking to the girl up the street. What do you think about? Where do you think Facebook's headed?
I think they're going virtual reality. I mean, they turned into that meta, and they're looking at the metaverse and the virtual reality part of it. But
and then, is that why you just saw everybody start making cartoon pictures like as their profile pic?
I don't know enough about that to put
it's like everybody's turning into an avatar.
Yeah, but it's sketchy. I saw an article. I don't know if it's fake or not, but going to keep it to myself, but it sketched me out a little bit.
Share it with the fat people. You need to share this with the fat people.
It's just like there's some weird vibes.
Nice conspiracy theory, you think?
Conspiracy of like some spying going on.
Well, think about like anytime they've done that several times. You know, where they'll come out with some trendy new thing.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean. Everything you do almost anymore, you've almost got to build yourself a profile pic or an avatar or something, and it's like, man, this is all headed.
Yeah, I don't know. The metaverse scares me. The virtual reality scene scares me. Like I like doing life here. Like I don't want to do it like in a fake world.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, like all these people I'm following saying it's the new thing, so I'm trying to get on top of it.
So when they say metaverse, right? Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
So basically, let's say that I wanted to put on some VR, a VR headset.
Yep.
Okay. And I wanted to sit in my house or however this is going to work. You know, let's take movement out of the play. But I decided that I wanted to live in China. I could just program that, and I would basically somebody out there with a computer has built China in the metaverse.
I believe so. Like I know people that. Some of my entrepreneur friends own real estate
in the metaverse,
and are selling it for like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I've heard how they're building these things in the metaverse.
Yeah.
So like let's say I want to live in Yellowstone.
Yep.
Somebody's going to build Yellowstone.
Yep.
And I can put that headset on, and everything I do is like I'm in Yellowstone, right?
Yeah. I personally don't believe in our lifetime it'll get where it's wanting to go. Like, I think it'll stay in this stage for a while.
Yeah.
But
think where we come in the last 50, bro.
Yeah, I get that. But like I start thinking and I'm like, man, how does that even work? Like
right.
How
that makes you tired thinking about that.
Yeah.
Man. I mean,
it's like I got so much energy put into this stuff I'm doing right now. Like I don't got time to worry about that.
I'm sure you know this probably more than me, but you go out in like California.
Yeah.
And probably 70% of that state is doing this type of work.
Yeah. So for example, when I went to Scottsdale, if I bring out my camera here, I get stares like crazy. People look at me like I'm an idiot. And like I brought my camera, my girlfriend to film me the first time, and there was people just acting all shady and weird. But in Scottsdale, when I was down there, it's like people asking me what my channel is and like wanting to subscribe.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
They say, yeah.
Like it's the thing.
I saw that in Yellowstone.
Then I'm like, okay, I want to move to Scottsdale because those people are cool.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be in a parking lot doing, we'd be filming Gibson or you just taking a family picture. And they'd say, and I'd say, sorry, we're taking a YouTube video. And, what's your channel?
Yeah.
And it was like, everybody was so cool about it. And then, and then you get here and it's like, I mean, we fought it for a year.
But I think it's starting to change. Like, I get a lot of messages from kids secretly wanting to do it, but are just terrified to do it in this area.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, it's the same thing that happened to me. Like, you guys know how it feels when your peers are constantly talking about you.
Well, I mean, that's, there's a certain factor about it, and we even have it with this. Like, you're putting yourself out there.
You're vulnerable.
And I mean, people could make fun of you.
And especially where it's different.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I think the moment I got the job with D, the YouTuber, it started to shift. Like people realize it's a real thing. You can do it in this area, you know?
Huh.
So, but no, it's the same reason. Like kids don't want to get bullied and I don't blame them. And I have a lot of empathy for the bullies because realistically, they probably wish they could do the same thing.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But, it's just the world we live in right now and the area we live in.
Yeah. You're going to fight it no matter what.
Yeah.
There's no getting around that. I mean, because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
You're giving yourself content there, you got something in their face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, and with the content comes criticism.
That was what was kind of different about, local news, especially in paper form, was it was kind of enough news that they didn't have to really, like they could claim, but you did it.
Yeah.
So they were just the source that told you about it.
Yeah.
Right.
When it's your content, it's your content.
Yeah. But guys, I'm telling you, there's nothing that's more freeing than just like being yourself. Like when you accept yourself and are just like, I'm just going to do it. There's nothing more like freeing. Yeah. Like I have no worries or concerns in the world anymore. And maybe it's because I've had some success now, but it's like, dude, I love it. Yeah. So
I mean, we're that way too, dude. I mean, not much really. I mean, no offense anybody that we've offended, but we don't really spend a lot of time on worrying about it.
No.
Well, the right people when you're yourself, you'll have the right people attracted to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want people that I'm not going to click with attracted to me anyway.
No.
So
What I don't understand is why, if you didn't like us or not, we really have never ran into that.
No, we really haven't. We haven't had.
You
a
guys
lot
are
of
good
criticism.
guys,
We haven't had a
man.
lot of criticism.
We will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably because we're just not doing enough of it.
I told you
something.
somebody got on Gibson's Instagram and just started raking his, and I was like, shit, like, I mean, like, as a dad, you're like, I mean, I almost wanted to message the guy, but then I realized I was like, and it was a guy,
like it was an older dude.
Yeah, it was some guy,
It was a man,
and
Unbelievable, man.
And I didn't know if it was a bot or I was like. But I mean, I wanted to just really, I wanted to go live with him and just.
I faced a lot. Yeah. I faced a lot of that when I played ball here. Like there was I don't know, Southeastern Ohio Preps. You guys familiar?
Oh yeah.
Man, there's just 50, 40-year-old dudes rolling their running
I've
their
never
mouth
understood
on
that.
there.
Why do they think that's cool?
Yeah, like I was preparing for a sectional championship game, and I was getting nothing but blasted on this website, and I'm like. Luckily I was a little mature and stuff, but as an 18-year-old kid preparing for the greatest game of his life, like that's hard to see.
I'd just like to be your dad.
Yeah.
Sitting there watching somebody do that about their son.
My dad's so cool though. Like,
Yeah, he is.
He won't say anything.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah. And he's not either. It's just he's really worked on it,
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the thing
you ain't
about
that guy either.
No, I'm not.
You gonna let him know how it is,
Well,
right?
I've tried. I struggle.
I was telling you guys about when I walked in. I'm struggling right now with people pressing buttons.
Oh,
and I mean, it's just stressful right now. Yeah. But what are you going to do if somebody does that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, I look at, or what I try to do is get out of my own head.
Yeah.
And say, man, these guys that are on there saying that, I mean, those dudes are losers, man. They need to look at themselves.
And you got to have empathy for them.
And say, what am I doing, dude? Like, why am I on here criticizing high school kids?
Yeah. And what
I mean, and high school coaches and stuff like, dude, like what are you doing, dude? I mean, like, why are you that unhappy in your own life or
do you
what?
see social channels like that? Do you see stuff like, do you see them getting censored in a way like, remember topics?
Yeah. I mean, you don't get censored anything. Like you see everything.
No, but I'm saying, I mean, they did away with that. Like there's a certain point.
Do you think there'll be a time when they start cracking down a little bit?
Well, I mean, yeah, I would think they would. I think they need to.
Yeah,
it's only.
Or now here's another take on this, baby, good or bad.
Yeah,
maybe we're all too sensitive.
So what I've started doing is it's helped me a lot, and I would suggest you guys try it. Is genuinely like when you see something like that, because I get hate comments all the time still.
Yeah.
So when I see something like that, I just automatically switch from anger to empathy. Okay.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, this person's going through a hard time. Life's hard. Right? Like life's,
and that's true.
Yeah, life's
That's
hard.
great advice. I just wish I had that switch, bro.
Like life's hard. Life's hard. Their grandma might have died. Like they might have fell off their skateboard, broke their elbow. Like they're going through something, and they're just going to the internet to try to release some of that. So like I've just started being like, okay, you got an issue. I feel bad for you, but I'm not going to let it affect me.
It's really good advice, Kevin.
And do you find do you even respond, or do you just let it go?
I actually started responding, and this is my response to hate comments. I'm like, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll do my best to make it better next time. Hope you have a blessed day. That's like my.
What do they follow up with?
They usually like the message, and that's it.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, what do you say? Yeah.
And I don't usually
shuts them down.
And honestly, usually I get a DM from them after, and it's like, listen, I'm sorry, and it's usually they're going through a hard time.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like, and they're like,
they're just pissed at the world,
and they're like, I actually really wish I could do what you're doing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm like, well, then you're an idiot because you just like blasted my socials.
That's like going in and farting in an interview.
Right.
That's pretty cool. That is maybe I need that. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give that a few days.
Yeah.
We're gonna try that.
Then let me know how it goes.
I will. I'll let you know how that goes.
Yeah.
From anger to empathy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
You think you can do that?
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
It amazes me.
I've been getting too worked up lately, man.
Me too.
I got to settle down.
I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to do that.
I don't either. I don't know.
Isn't it amazing though how many of guys our age, in some form or fashion, have to medicate?
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
they're not doing that at your age yet. I hope.
No. Well, I mean, for other issues, yeah, but not for like.
But I mean, when I say medicate, I mean you might drink 2 glasses of wine every night. You might drink a glass of bourbon. You might smoke you one. You might you might be prescribed something that's doing the same thing as what we just talked about. I mean, I mean, all those things are something to kind of knock something off, and there's a bunch of people on it.
Now, we're living in an edgy world, dude.
Yeah. There's also a lot of natural ways to relieve that, though, that people just aren't educated about.
Yeah.
Like, I journal every day.
Okay.
So, like, that helps me.
How long have you been doing that?
I started.
You sound like Prater. You're like a men's health magazine.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think that's what I was, like, brought on here to talk about.
No, that's awesome. How long have you been doing that?
Since about halfway through freshman year of college. I hit a really tough spot, and I started doing that.
And you found that therapeutic?
Yeah. It was very therapeutic for me.
Huh. Yeah. That's awesome, man. Well, Caleb, man, we really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, I'm
obviously we're going to have you back.
Yeah.
For sure. When are you taking off for school?
I take off August 18th, I believe. It's moving day.
And you will be taking off with our best wishes, and we look forward to following you there.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll be in touch with you guys because I want to be a part of this and help you guys out some.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I want to hear about here's what I want you to give me a good gauge on.
Okay.
Tell you a funny story. So I used to play ball down here all the time at Hillcrest. Britton Brown, Mike Turner, Cheese, Shane Compston, Willie Woodard, all those guys. You remember that? There used to be a ton of basketball goes down here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't any good at all, but I played a lot, and I made it. We had I sent all those guys a message not too long ago about just how fun of a time that was. Yeah. Steve Deering, Michael Keels, those guys, just a lot of basketball. Well, then I went to, and I was going to Hocking, and I lived at OU, and somehow, some way, I don't know how this happened, but I ended up really good friends with, you may have heard of him, Steve Esterkamp. He was the point guard at OU.
Sounds
for a
familiar,
while.
But yeah.
Him and Javon Harris and Sean McVicker and most of those guys, they other than Vic, they all went overseas and played pro and everything. Yeah. Well, I went and I played in some rec league ball with them, like ping center basketball,
intramural
yeah. And dude, I mean, it was a different level.
Like good level?
Listen, Todd Hellman, it wasn't like guarding you. I mean, and I love Todd, but I was used to all of us guys down here playing. Dude, I remember I was backpedaling one time, and this kid, he was 5'9", takes off from the foul line and 2 hands it on me.
Yeah.
And he lands in front of me. I'll never forget this. Lands down in front of me, and I was like, wow. I mean, all of this happened in what I felt like was a millisecond.
Yeah.
But up and down the floor twice, and this guy dunks on me in what felt like 2 seconds. That's how fast it was. And he lands in front of me, and he looks up at me, and he flexes, and he says, "Why be a monkey whenever you can be an effing gorilla?" And I was like, "Dude, you're a savage." I mean, this guy's 5'9", 2-handed it over.
It's a different level, man. When I play against non-college hoopers, it's different for me.
I'm anxious to see. You're getting ready to go. I want to know about the street ball. I assume there's an element of that where you're going. I mean, you're going to Wildcat country, bud.
Yeah, I mean, it's competitive.
You know how big UK basketball.
Oh my God!
I mean, that's the Ohio State football of basketball.
Oh yeah. I'm there in Indiana, dude.
I'm gonna get a little taste of that.
Be fun.
But that's gonna be fun. I get to play with dudes like that.
Yeah,
I get to pass on the ball, and then I get to see them dunk on people and flex on them.
Can you imagine how many facilities are probably over where you're going? Like basketball facilities.
100%. The gym's crazy.
And we fight that so bad here.
Yeah.
I mean, so bad. You're getting ready to you're going to get exposed to a ton of basketball.
And I get to do what I love too. And there's a great balance.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. You're going to have a great time.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, check out the new merch. Caleb Wallis, ladies and gentlemen. TC Entertainment.
CT Creative, yeah.
CT Creative.
Check
him out. What else can they check out? Anything?
My YouTube channel, Caleb Wallis, and on my Instagram and all that.
All right. You got anything else, bud?
No, bud. We're here.
All right.
Check the merch.
Check the merch.
Like and subscribe.
See.